And we are in our next segment, starting at line 28. They joined themselves in also to Baal of Peor, and ate sacrifices made to the dead. Thus they provoked him to anger with their deeds. And the plague broke out among them. Then Phinehas stood up and intervened, and so the plague was stopped, and that was accounted to him for righteousness to all generations forevermore. So 28, going back to elaborate, they joined themselves also to the Baal of Peor. And so that sends us to Numbers 25, 3 through 9. So you're going to look at that one. Numbers 25, 3 through 9. That says, so Israel was joined to Baal of Peor, and the anger of the Lord was aroused against Israel. Then the Lord said to Moses, take all the leaders of the people and hang the offenders before the Lord out in the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel. So Moses said to the judges of Israel, every one of you kill his men who were joined to Baal of Peor. And indeed one of the children of Israel came and presented to his brethren a Midianite woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. Now when Phinehas the son of Eleazar, make sure. Okay. Now when Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand and went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her body. So the plague was stopped among the children of Israel. And those who died in the plague were 24,000. Wow, that is something. So they joined themselves also to the Baal of Peor, and that's what they did. And so that sends us to also to Hosea, Hosea 9 and 10. See what Hosea has to say. 9:10, that says, I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. I saw your fathers as the first fruits on the fig tree in its first season. But they went to Baal Peor and separated themselves to that shame. They became an abomination like the thing they loved. They became an abomination. That's the thing that God hates the most. That's the sin that's repulsive to God. And that's what they joined themselves to. And they loved it. They loved it. And so too is when we join ourselves to things. I want to see something right quick. Okay, Peor means opening. All right. So it's a Moabite god called Peor. And so that was opening. And it's and that little thing there calls that little God called that opening, cause them their eyes to be closed. You can't play around with sin. They joined themselves also to the Baal of Peor, all right, and ate sacrifices made to the dead. So anything that's offered sacrifices to the dead we cannot join ourselves. We cannot eat of that. Thus they provoked him to anger with their deeds. And so that sends us to 1 Corinthians 10:8. That says, nor let us commit sexual morality as some of them did, and in one day 23,000 fell. All right. And so we read about that already. That sexual immorality, that's not good. God is going to, he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of sexual immorality. And it's like people, it's like there's no shame in their game anymore. No shame in their game. They do all kind of wickedness, all kind of nastiness. And the plague broke out among them. And we wonder why we have the plagues and stuff today. Maybe because of all of that sexual immorality. All the diseases and stuff like that. We never know why we have all them diseases. 30. Then Phineas stood up and intervened, and so the plague was stopped. And that was accounted to him for righteousness to all generations forevermore. And this is what he did in Numbers 25:11-13. This is what Phineas did. And then so that says, Phineas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned back my wrath from the children of Israel, because he was zealous with my zeal among them, so that I did not consume the children of Israel in my zeal. Therefore say, behold, I give to him my covenant of peace, and it shall be to him as his descendants after him a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God and made atonement for the children of Israel. And that's what he did. He went ahead and killed it and got rid of that evil that was taking place, and moved it from off of the earth. And then God had mercy. And then God counted to him. He made a covenant with Phineas and his descendants because of that. All right, so let's pause here and we'll pick it up in our next segment.